Ooh, welcome back to your favorite Sacramento sports show.
Beam City Sports.
We are back in the studio live on YouTube. Got a lot to talk about today. NBA Finals Game 3 is tonight. We're going to be going over that and picking who we think is going to come out on top. Game 2, we'll be going over that as well. And, of course, Luke's Lock of the Week, ICU. Some Sacramento Kings trade talk. They're looking for their point guard of the future, so we'll see what the options are and who we think is a good fit. Also, the Knicks are trying to get a new coach, but other teams are not letting them interview their coaches, which I'm a fan of.
Why would you?
Yeah, why would you let the Knicks just take your coach? But also DeMarcus Cousins getting into some altercations in Puerto Rico. We have to go over that. And Kevin Durant is going off on people on X. Nothing new for Kevin Durant, but
nothing.
He's pressing back on a lot of people, which is pretty surprising to me. This deep in his career, he's still doing things like that.
I mean, people got to have fun.
Yeah.
They got to have fun. This just reminds me of his time in the Warriors when he was tweeting at everybody. Just sitting back in the locker room, all the memes coming out where he's just...
Yeah, he's always on that. Always on Twitter, man. KD cannot stop replying to people on Twitter. But, this is Tyler Texeira, your host, Luke Mitchell, and Devin Neel. We already got some people in the chat. Shout out Randy Payne and Alec Dennett. What the Halley? I love that. Hopefully they win tonight in Game 3. This is the big game, man.
Oh, yeah.
Teams that win Game 3 of the NBA Finals win the Finals 80% of the time. So this game will really decide what happens in the next couple games.
It's a must-win game for both teams.
Must win.
I mean, you could usually – we've seen the Pacers kind of get away with it. But, losing Game 3 in, the earlier rounds, it's not always going to kill you. But, this is a must-win game for both teams for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I don't think it's really a must-win game for – obviously, all
for the Pacers, at least,
all of them are must-win games. But I don't know. I think in today's day and age with the NBA, they all these stats that pop up where, again, 80%, I feel like that number is just getting smaller and smaller by the day. I feel like last season, it was probably a bigger percentage than that. So I don't know. I feel like it's a different time in the NBA. And I think that, no matter what, I think if you split those first two games, that away team for that first two games, I think that's what matters most is to get one of those games away.
Yeah, stealing home court, evening the series. Shout out to Alec in the chat. Give me the Pacers. I'm on board with that. I think all of us up here are also on board with that.
I like it.
Wishful thinking. Last game is definitely not a good place to look at if you're rooting for the Pacers in this game, though. It was a blowout, 123-107. The Thunder came out with the dub. Thunder had 5 players with 15 or more points. First finals team to do that since the 2019 Toronto Raptors.
Damn.
One of Luke's favorite teams of all time.
Bro.
That's Luke's squad right there. Saw them win the ring in Oracle. But yeah, everyone on the Thunder really showed up to play. But like I like to say, role players always play better at home.
Yeah.
So hopefully in this Game 3, the Pacers can lock up some guys like Caruso, Aaron Wiggins. Shout out to Alec. Aaron Wiggins is different at home. One of the best role players in the league, in my opinion. And other guys like Chet stepped up big in that first half.
Mm-hmm.
He had 11 points in the first half, which was huge.
That first quarter was really where most of it came from. He had 2 threes, I think, in the first quarter.
Yeah.
And then, grabbed a lot of the rebounds in that first, kind of propelled them to get that momentum built in the second quarter. Really.
Yeah, relatively quiet in the first game. And I think we talked about it on Saturday. We were like, he's got to get going if the Thunder really want to take this series and don't want to fall behind 2-0 to the Pacers. And he had a good 15, and shout out Jackson. I saw the AI picture of Chet with the braids on his story after the game. It gave me a good laugh, but yeah, he had a good game and he needed to. So big step up from him.
Kind of wish that was real.
I thought it was for a second. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's how bad AI is getting. The first time I saw that, I was like, I wasn't hating on him either. I was like, dang, bro. That's cool, bro. Going into the finals, you got to get a new look, bro. But it was AI, so.
Yeah, in the chat, should Chet get braids? Leave your thoughts in the chat. Yeah?
I'm down.
All right. Well, Shai really was the story in this game, though. Another great game for him. 34 points, 8 assists, 4 steals, 11 of 21 from the field. And we know what he also had, 11 free throws, 11 of 12 from the line. Man, he was dominating in this game pretty much the whole time. He just runs the whole entire Thunder offense. They rely on everyone else pretty much for defense. And when Shai is on the floor, he has the ball every single possession and he just makes things happen. He was actually making great passes in this game as well. It shows with the 8 assists, but got a lot of other guys involved.
Yeah, no, the passing for the Thunder in this game, came without a hiccup. It was just bang, bang, next pass. And they passed up on so many open shots just to get another open shot. So it was pretty scary to see. Not gonna lie.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
I think the Pacers still got it.
Definitely need a big night out of Tyrese Halliburton.
Yep.
He was super
Aggressive out of the
non-aggressive.
gate.
Yeah, he was
He
not
needs to be,
aggressive
yeah.
until the fourth quarter. And he finished with 17 points and 6 assists. Doesn't look like a bad night for him, but he had 5 points going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So you need more out of Tyrese.
Yeah.
But
And then
Alec in the
also-
chat, he just said the Kings should get TJ McConnell so his sister can slide to the Golden State Valkyries.
Crazy.
Hey, I'm on board. I'm on
Somebody
board
said
for
that
both
the
of
other. Who
those.
said that the other day, bro? Somebody said that the other day. and
Yeah,
was
I
like,
think
oh, his
Randy
sister
said
plays
that the
ball?
other day.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tyrese really had 5 turnovers in this game, which is something you don't see a lot from Tyrese Halliburton. Usually he's really low on the turnovers and really high in the assists. This game he had 6 assists and 5 turnovers. So, not a great night for him in the stats.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of a blowout all game, but I didn't turn the game off in the fourth quarter because I was like, the Pacers and what they've done throughout the playoffs. And then also I was like, well, Tyrese has only got like 4 points, I think, at the start of the fourth quarter. So I was like, he obviously has to start getting going. So I was like, the only reason I'm not going to turn this game off right now, maybe they come back, but, ended up not coming back. But Hallie's just got to come out aggressive out of the gate in this game and this game today. And I think that's really going to help him. And I mean, he can't not only have 4 points to the fourth quarter. I mean, that was a thing with De'Aaron a lot that we complained about, that like you can't not start scoring until the fourth quarter. Like you need that all game.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we know the Thunder defense is great, but he obviously was getting to his spots in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
We can see how he can get his buckets when they need it, but yeah, he just needs to come out the gate with that aggressiveness.
I will say though, like the Pacers still, as a team, they had 7 players in double-digit scoring.
Yeah.
So like in the finals, that's kind of a dream to have. But nobody had 20 points.
Once again,
So
yeah, still no one on the Pacers has scored over 20 in the finals. Hopefully we see that tonight. I think prediction for me is that Pascal has over 30 tonight. They need it out of Pascal if they want to win this game. Pascal has shown in this playoffs that when they need a big moment out of him, he comes ready to play. And I think at home he also plays a lot better. So I'm hoping for a big night out of Pascal.
I'd hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, going back into Indiana, I still think the Pacers have the momentum, just getting that one game in Oklahoma.
I agree.
Like, no matter what, even with that blowout, I think the Pacers still have the upper hand tonight.
Yeah, I'm thinking Hallie got to have 32. Like, let's get a 30-30 game from Pascal and Hallie, and then the rest of the bench is going to be there no matter what. They're going to do their thing. But if they both go to 30 for night, I mean, it's going to be high scoring no matter what. We know that. I mean, so I think they have a good chance. But honestly, if Hallie doesn't go for 30, he just needs to have that 10 assists, 8 rebound game, and then I think Pascal can get him over the hump with 30 alone, maybe.
Yeah. Well, Alex said if the Pacers win, he'll be at the parade. Shout out to Indiana. I think that would be really turn if the Pacers win.
No,
that parade
sick.
would be dope. Yeah, Indiana doesn't get
film
the love that it deserves. I think it's a very underrated city. It's one of the biggest cities.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that would be really big for Indiana. And I'm sure, Alec, you'd have a great time. We'd love to see a video on it if you do slide.
A lot of historic stuff, low-key, goes down in Indiana.
It's one of the most storied franchises.
Yeah.
Like
Indy 300, the Pacers. I mean, the Colts have been there forever. They were good with Eli Manning, back with Eli Manning. So, I mean, they're it's just a lot of stuff goes down there at the same time, too.
Yeah.
I think the Indy 300 was just going on, like, while the Eastern Conference Finals was in Indiana. So, I mean, the parade would be lit for sure.
And then it's their first championship, too.
Yeah.
If they win. Both cities.
Both teams.
Oh.
Both teams. How do you guys feel about Seattle? Seattle is actually rooting hardcore against the Thunder. I kind of thought they'd be on board because, that was their team. I mean, KD played on the Sonics and then it turned into the Thunder.
I've seen a lot of old like Sonics fans don't like the Thunder. Like they just want their own team back in Seattle. So I'm honestly not that surprised by it. But I mean, it's definitely came out from a lot more like people on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, I mean, I feel like the people in Seattle are just looking for something to hate on because when they were trying to get Sacramento to move up here, they're like, boo Sacramento. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, we're not even the team that you should be mad at. You guys should be mad at the Thunder right now. Like,
actually.
This is why you guys lost your team.
Yeah.
And now they're mad at the Thunder again. So
yeah.
I would do the same thing. If the Kings left and they their new team was in the finals, I'd be like, nah, bro.
Yeah, I'd be pretty mad too. But yeah, like I saw after game 1, there were like bars in Seattle that were going crazy after Hallie hit that shot. And I was very surprised to see that. But yeah, back to the game. Like Luke said, the Thunder ball movement was was impeccable this game. It seemed like they were making every extra pass.
Mhm.
Everyone was getting involved. No one was really forcing anything. Shai was being very, he was getting to his spots, but he was also looking for other guys. And Aaron Wiggins and Alex Caruso were really the two MVPs for me in this game. Caruso with 20 points off the bench, probably one of the best role players in the entire league. And then Aaron Wiggins, any night, Aaron Wiggins can drop over 20 off the bench, or you can play him 5 minutes and he'll play some good defense and provide some energy. But those are guys that can win you a series, those type of role players.
I mean, I think you can count on one hand the amount of 20-point games Caruso's probably had this season. But when you're getting that from him in the playoffs, like, it's just it's so huge.
Yeah,
I will say what's crazy is the Pacers still had more assists than the Thunder in that game, like 27 to 25 assists. Mm-hmm. And then this whole, like, if you look at the box score for everything, they're all pretty much even for everything. The only, like, uneven stat is the free throws, where Pacers shot 19 for 26 and then the Thunder shot 29 for 33.
So 10 more.
So
10 more.
That's where the Pacers lost the game, really. If they closed the gap right there, then they would have made it a game in the fourth quarter and probably had one of their miracle comebacks that they've been doing.
I definitely agree. I was looking at the stats for the game too, and like what really separated the teams in this game, and it really all you could say was the free throws. The turnover battle wasn't that different like it was in game one. The Pacers really have learned to settle down a little bit, and the live ball turnovers are what really causes problems, because in game one the Pacers turned the ball over a ton, but most of those were throwing the ball out of bounds and 24-second shot clock violations and stuff like that. And you can set your defense after that. That's not really
favorite thing to say.
The live ball turnovers. And I feel like in this game, the Pacers did have a lot more live ball turnovers, even though their turnovers were way down. The impact of those turnovers were, I think, higher.
And then also, like, the and ones kind of killed them too. Because, like, you look at the 3-pointers and they made the same amount of 3-pointers at the same time. And just 3 more field goals. So it was a close game, but they still lost by almost 20. So,
well, my ICU pick is Aaron Wiggins. Of course, we talked about him already, but like I said, man, one night you can play him 8 minutes. He'll score 6 points. He'll have a little impact on the game. And the next night you can play him 30 minutes and he'll have 20 points off the bench. We saw it this year against the Kings.
40.
He had 41 against the Kings this year. That was the game before we traded De'Aaron, I'm pretty sure.
That was the worst game I've ever watched in my life.
that was horrible.
I didn't know he was like that until then. And then he started doing it a couple more times later down the season, and I was like, I seen it happen. It's for real. He's like that.
Aaron Wiggins saved basketball. That's what they say. But yeah, he's one of the best role players in the league.
Better than Andrew?
Dude, they're not brothers. They're not brothers. I always thought they were brothers, but they're not brothers. They're not brothers.
Damn, clip that.
Yeah, I always thought they were.
On TikTok.
Well, Shai, you got to talk about Shai in this game, man. His bump into his mid-range, he can provide space at any point in the game. I don't know if it's an offensive foul. I think, some Shai haters say it is, and it should be called, but man, he's really good at getting to his spots in that mid-range, and when he rises up with the hand, it doesn't really matter. He's going to make most of those mid-range shots. Well, he had his 11th game in this postseason of 30 points and 5 assists, tying LeBron and Michael Jordan for the most in a single playoff run.
And they have 3 more games left. At minimum.
And he gets 30 plus every game.
So he's going to break that.
He's going to break that.
But I mean, it's just, there's just so many takeaways you could. Right now, we could look at it and be like, all right, we got to take away all the free throws that they're like kind of. I mean, the reffing game has changed. And everything like that. So in 5 years, we're not going to look at it like that. In 5 years, we're going to be like, damn, Shai is kind of one of the greatest of all time right there.
It's hard to say, but he really is already up there. It's tough. And before the series started, I was big on, the Pacers' full court pressure and how I think that would play a part in, like, they are able to be more physical in the backcourt, like before he gets the ball up the court. And I've seen the Pacers try it a couple times, but Shai is really comfortable dribbling the ball up, especially like when you have someone on him. Like there was a play last game where Ben Shepherd was, trying to deny Shai the ball on the inbound. Shai ended up getting it. He went behind the back 3 times in a row. Ben Shepherd stayed right with him. And then Shai just called out the ISO, said, everyone get out my way, get out my way. Hit the AI cross, bump mid-range, easy bucket. Like, it's just not much you can do. And the Pacers are trying to play their game against him, but he doesn't really feel affected by the full court pressure that I really thought he would.
Well, I think they did that a little bit in the first game, and it kind of worked. So they came out and tried to do it again. But I mean, once it's like doesn't work, and then he just goes ISO every time, or he's throwing the ball up the court and they're getting quick, easy buckets, like you got to go away from it.
For me, they're doubling Shai, but you're leaving the wrong guys open. Even just this last game, especially like you keep leaving Alex Caruso and Aaron Wiggins and even J-Dub. If you're guarding one of those guys, you can't go double Shai. You have to leave Isaiah Hartenstein, or you have to leave Cason Wallace, who only had 4 points, or Lou Dort. I mean, Lou Dort did kill him in game 1 with 5 threes, but this game he only had 3 points.
Lou Dort's like Draymond, though. That's the one that you're like, you're going to live with it. If he goes off, then, he goes off. It is what it is.
And I think at home, like those role players will not be hitting shots like they were in OKC. So I'm hoping that the Pacers can, find a recipe to beat this Thunder team.
Yeah, and then I mean, you got to find a way to stop Alex Caruso coming off the bench like that.
He's been killing, man.
He's been killing like both sides of the ball.
Yeah,
he's been one of the best players like in the finals.
Yeah,
so that's one player. That's a key player right there for the Thunder. That if he's not going to show up for multiple games, then I don't see the Thunder winning this.
Yeah, I've seen something that a lot of people are saying he's the third most important player on the Thunder. They go Shai, J-Dub, and then Alex Caruso. I want to say Chet. But, Chet is pretty inconsistent, and Alex Caruso, with the defense he plays, he can guard 1 through 5.
Yep.
We never see that.
Exactly.
We never see someone who's 6'5" that can guard a center, but he does it.
Let me take that back a little. The Thunder can win it without Alex Caruso, but it's going to take a lot more from everybody else.
Yeah, for sure. There was a play last game where I could hear Alex Caruso through the TV, and he said it was on an inbound, and there was like a couple seconds left or whatever on the clock, and he goes, "Hey, I got Siakam. I got Siakam." And I'm just thinking like, damn, man, he's 6'5", going to guard their best scorer, who's like 6'9", and he's strong and posts up guys. Okay, he posts up guys, and he just uses his length to his advantage. And Alex Caruso doesn't care. He locked him up. And Pascal didn't score.
And then he goes for 20, and it's like you don't have to take him off the court in certain situations, like when you have a defensive stop, and then you don't need to waste a timeout to get somebody else on the floor. Like he's going to play both sides and do it at a very high level.
Yeah,
that's how he got that bag, man.
That's how he got that bag.
That's our point guard next year, bro. Get him. They'll get him.
Good luck.
Yeah, I wish. Thunder will probably never let him go. But other guys on the Thunder probably will have to go. Like Aaron Wiggins will probably get paid this offseason, especially based on these performances. But yeah, in my opinion, Miles Turner, I love his game, and he had that poster dunk on Hartenstein, which was nasty, but he is horrible on the defensive glass. The Thunder get every offensive rebound. There was a play where Cason Wallace got the rebound over Miles Turner, jumped Miles Turner, the 7-footer. Cason Wallace is like 6'3". Out-jumped him for the rebound. Miles Turner does not know when to box out. He allows offensive rebounds. How many rebounds did he have in this game? He had 4 rebounds, and that's their starting center.
Pascal had 7. Yeah. I mean,
they need more out of Miles Turner on the glass.
If you're gonna do anything, just rebound the ball. Like that's it. Like go out there and just give him 10 rebounds and nothing. Like that's you got to get the ball. Like rebounding is a big part of defense, and that's how you end the possession. And right now he's not doing that. They may need to throw somebody else on the floor. Like
I will say this is the first time the Thunder have started the Chet and Hartenstein.
They only played 4 minutes together,
4 minutes,
but it was impactful.
But it
4
was
minutes,
very impactful.
They threw the lob to each other, and they were getting rebounds, like we said. And
and if they're going to do that, you're kind of cooked because your other big on the floor is Pascal, and you're not going to match that because you want to keep going even more fast when they have 2 bigs. But it's going to be tough. He has to rebound, or they're cooked.
He has to. Well, I'm expecting a big game out of Andrew Nembhard in Indiana. He plays better at home, and he's also built for these clutch moments. We've seen it all playoffs. He only had 11 points last game. I need 18 or more out of Andrew Nembhard tonight if the Pacers want to come out with the win. He is the X factor to me. I know Hallie's aggressiveness. Obviously, I think he knows that himself. I think we're going to see an aggressive Hallie in the first half. He always likes to make a statement, especially when everyone's watching. People are going to talk down on Hallie's game a little bit because he didn't come out aggressive. He likes to prove people wrong. So I think in this game, he's going to take probably 10 or more shots in the first half.
I can see that.
Which he rarely does.
100%.
Hey, if he makes his first shot.
Did he make his first shot
last game?
I don't think so.
I turned the game on late the other night, but I don't know if he made his first shot.
Well, he did get a bang call from Mike Breen in the first quarter because he owed him one.
He said, give them what they want.
Also, what do you guys think of the little trophies that they put on the court?
Bro,
the little trophies.
Like if you're not
gonna take a trophy, come on, dude.
If you're not gonna try, don't even.
It's a little disrespectful to the fans, in my opinion. And they took them away in the second half.
Yeah,
they were gone, replaced with ads.
Because there was a flag, and it kept going over the flag, and
everybody online was just making so much fun of them in real time too that they were like, damn, put the YouTube TV back on the
That just shows that they're not confident in what they're putting out there.
I saw something. It was like, it looked like a Monopoly board. I was like, yeah,
bro,
straight up like a Monopoly board right now.
Yeah.
Like,
but I mean, we're making a big fuss about the trophy in the middle of the court, but that's been gone for over a decade. And
when was it? 2014?
Yeah, I think 2014. So the Warriors never had that. I don't remember the Warriors ever having a big trophy in the middle of the court.
They had the finals.
They had the final stuff, not as many ads. Also, the scoreboard looked way like cooler and like you could tell it was the final.
It slowly got taken away just from ads and everything.
Yeah.
And then it said player safety. They took it away.
Yeah, maybe they'll bring it back next year. But
then they decided to make the NBA tournament courts.
The in-season courts are crazy.
With the big old trophy on the middle.
What's going on here?
I don't understand.
And then I will say that was David Stern still when he was the commissioner when they took that stuff away.
See, so it's not all Adam Silver's fault, but
right, because Adam Silver hasn't even been there for.
I think you're right on that. I think you're right. But yeah, so like I think that even Devin brought it up before that they don't even show the starting lineups. Like I want to see like 6'6" guard out of Kentucky, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Like I want to see the actual lineups being announced
just for game one.
Yeah,
but no,
it gets you hyped up.
You come into the game and they show the lineups, and then bam, 2 seconds later, game starts.
That's all it is. Yeah.
For every other like a national championship, like the Cup, and then the World Series or the Super Bowl. There's always like the national anthem.
Yeah, the national anthem. I used to stand up. Shout out to Pee Wee's numbers on the board. He said the same thing. I used to stand up for the national anthem before the game with the team. I thought I was on the team. I really thought I was a part of the team when I was like 11 or 12. But yeah,
and then
I hate that they took that away.
They took it away. It's I don't know what they're doing right now. The NBA. It's just a money grab for them all.
Yeah, and
they don't even have good commercials either.
They don't. And the fact that they put on the little trophies, that just shows me that they're not confident in what they're putting out there, and they're letting all the like hate get to them. In my opinion, they should have just waited till next year and actually done a lot different and put the trophy on the court, made it more look like the finals. Like right now, if an average fan or not even a basketball fan is just flipping through the channels and they go onto the game, they probably think it's just a normal game. Like there's no really way to tell that it's the finals, and that's kind of depressing.
They saw the Beam City Bar episode on Saturday, and they knew they were getting hate for not doing the trophies, and so they were like, maybe we should try to just do it and they'll be happy. And then no, nobody was happy about it. It's like you're using it literally looks like the first down. I think that's the technology it is, like the first down stuff they use for the NFL. Like that's literally, it just looks so bogus, right? If you're gonna do it right. Like you said, I think it would have been a better idea if they just waited to like try any of that till next year. Like at this point, it just is what it is. We're almost 3 games into the finals now. Like just let it play out and then kind of fix that going into the offseason. But yeah, they need some help over there, bro. For sure.
Yeah,
for sure. I've seen like people on Instagram and all that, like making their own version of like the scoreboard and all that. And it looks way cooler than what the actual thing is. And they're not even doing that much different. They're just making it like more gold and more finals, worthy. Like, I don't know. I feel like the NBA is just getting lazy with that. And like Luke said, it's a money grab with the ads.
The first finals with KD on the Warriors, like the logo, like the score bug, like they were both of them were gold. Like it wasn't, it was that gold, even though it's none of the colors, like it wasn't even the colors. It didn't matter. Yeah. I mean, they can't, and it's not going to all go back to the same way in one season. Like they're going to have to gradually figure out a way to do it. But like, just that wasn't the way to start trying to do it on Friday, whatever day it was.
A little Band-Aid for a bigger
problem.
Yeah,
it was.
Literally.
Didn't even,
and like, thinking back on like when that KD finals happened and we saw how cool the, scoreboard looked and everything, like if you told us back then that it only got worse, and if you showed us what it looked like now, we'd be like, how? Like technology is only getting way better and everything's only like advancing. So how is it going to get worse? It's just the NBA has become lazy and they don't really care about making the fans happy, I guess. They want the money. Honestly, how much more money do you need, though?
The NFL changes the way their score bug looks like every year. Like every year, the companies like Fox, ESPN, they switch between who does the Super Bowl. And so, like in the Super Bowl, you know how the score bug that is there is the one that they'll use next season. And like they don't even make that big of changes to it, but it's always like cool to see how they debut it in the Super Bowl, and then that's what it's going to be. But they haven't like simplified it to a point where you're like it's getting worse like the NBA is,
Yeah.
Shout out the poop game and MLB. Sorry.
Dude, that was sick, bro. That was a great meme.
Yeah. Well, I hope that the
Give
finals.
us it back, Adam Silver.
Yeah, we need something
We're
to
sick.
make it look like the finals again. It's crazy that it's only gone downhill in the past couple years. But yeah, back to the game. I mean, the Pacers had a lot of guys that scored some buckets. Like Neesmith had 14. Benedict Mathurin came to play with 14 off the bench. I was impressed with his game.
Mhm.
But Obi Toppin, after having a huge game one, had 3 points and went 1 from 8 from the field. So they need Obi Toppin, and role players do play better at home. So
Maybe one of them will have 20 in this game.
Need it.
Hopefully.
TJ McConnell also with 11. He always comes to play. It seems like whenever the Pacers are not in a rhythm, they put him in and he just speeds up the game and gets other guys open. I'm in love with his game. I just love how he plays the game of
He's the
basketball.
energy guy. Man.
Yeah. And his mid-range is like unguardable.
Yeah.
Like he can get it off on anyone.
Shoots it up quick, and then it's super high too. His release point is pretty high.
Yeah.
So.
No, it is. He jumps very high on his shot. So that definitely helps the smaller guards. But yeah, so game 3 is tonight. Like I said earlier, teams that win game 3 win the finals 80% of the time. Will the winner of game 3 win the NBA finals? Before I ask you who you think is going to win, you got to put your bets in now.
Yes.
Okay. 80%. So, I mean, that's good odds.
That
No.
is good odds.
No. So, okay. So then who we going with in game 3? I'm going with the Pacers, and I think they're going to win it in 7, like I said before.
I don't
Not
think it,
switching up.
I mean, this is a stupid question. I feel.
Yeah, why?
I don't know, because like Pacers could still lose tonight and they win the whole thing. I mean, it's a 50-50 coin flip.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
But by the numbers,
Well,
it's 80%. So
I mean, just
F the numbers.
bare blank page, yeah, but like momentum, like that's a real thing. I think it is a lot of momentum that the Pacers won one in OKC, and that's why I think you're right. They do have the advantage tonight in that way. But I do think that this game is very important. Like if the Pacers come out and they're like, okay, we went 1-1, and they come out and they lose game 3 at home, then they could just it could all just go to poo after that, like so I do think it's important for like confidence and momentum. But that's why I say, but I do think the Pacers are gonna win, and that they gonna get it probably in 7, but I want them to get it in 6.
So let me take that. It's not a stupid question, but it's just kind of I don't know. It's a question that can't really be answered to fullest because
I mean, it's your opinion.
If we go to game
too,
7, then like game 7 is completely different. Game 7 is just like that's game 7 match. Like nobody has advantage. I don't think at that point. It's just who can come out and play the hardest last 48 minutes of basketball.
It's kind of one of those things about sports where like you either believe in it or you don't, right? And like I'm not saying it's bad if you don't. Like I know I see the point, but I kind of do believe in the superstitions a little bit. But yeah, I think this is a very important game. It's important, but like you're saying, it maybe won't determine. Like we're saying, but I do think it's very important no matter what.
like what is more important? Like game 3 or game 4?
I'm saying game 4.
Yeah.
Because that can just put it at a reach.
It can either make it 3-1 or it can make it 2-2.
Yeah.
Because then also like the fact that we're going into game 3 and it's a 1-1 series.
Yeah.
If it was a 2-0 series, then I think it's a completely different question.
For sure.
Because then if you make it 3-0, then you're SOL.
And
sure.
maybe it's gonna go. They win 1-1 like every other game.
1-1-1.
Somebody wins, so it's like maybe it's important in that way that whoever gets this game is gonna go 2-2, 3-2, 3-3, and then would win game 7.
Yeah. Well, that looks like it's going to be the Pacers if you go
Hey,
off
I'm
that.
with
Yeah.
Pacers. I
I'm
want
with
the
that.
Pacers. Pacers tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's gonna be close.
I'm rocking with
It's
it.
gonna be a close game.
Are you switching your predictions after? So you switch your predictions after game 1 to the Pacers winning it all. Are you switching back to the Thunder or are you still running
No, I'm
with the
sticking
Pacers?
with the Pacers.
Okay, let's get it.
Yeah.
We got 3
I'm
Pacers.
sticking with the Pacers.
Pacers
You
fans on the
you
board.
didn't even want to pick the Thunder.
I didn't even.
It's the smart pick,
I said I wanted the Pacers, but like
The Thunder are the better
Thunder
team.
Are the better team.
They are the better team.
Yeah.
But the Pacers can still, they've shown it all playoffs. They can prove everyone wrong. They can make the magic happen. Something's going on in that Indiana locker room.
And sometimes it's not always the best team, bro. It's who got it at the right time.
Yeah.
Who's got the Tinkerbell, pixie dust at the right time.
Yeah, who's hot at the right time?
For me, the most important game is Game 6 against the Lakers back in 01-02 season.
Yeah, well, that one hurts
Yeah.
for sure. Well, I guess
somebody went to jail for that. So.
yeah,
And then he
definitely.
made a Netflix documentary on it and made money off of it.
I don't know if he made
That
money.
was a
Yeah,
scammer.
he was one of the
Well,
producers of it.
Yeah, he
Well-
was in it and he produced it.
Well, he outed himself in that, so that's crazy. But all right, Luke's lock of the week. It's time. Luke's lock of the week. What direction is Luke going with this week?
I wanted to pick a basketball
4
player,
in a
but-
row. No.
Not after last game.
Nah, I'm going over to right across in West Side.
Yeah.
Technically down in LA when it happened.
Oh.
Denzel Clark.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Won't touch him. But Denzel Clark, baby, making a spectacular catch for the 3rd week in a row
He's different.
against Anaheim.
Yeah.
Shout out Thomas.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they beat us the last 2 games, so,
Mhm.
but I mean, nobody's looking at that. They're looking at the catch. Denzel Clark can work on his bat, but I think he's already won Gold Glove. That's what I'm saying.
In 3 weeks in the MLB, he's already secured
already
the Gold
won.
Glove.
I
Gold
don't
Glove.
think it's ridiculous to say that.
He's had the top 3 plays of the week every week he's been in the MLB.
Yeah,
That's insane. We're going to talk about it more in the Believe A show posted tomorrow.
Yeah.
But
but yeah. So I mean,
Denzel.
first home run robbery in his hometown.
Yep.
And then full speed running into a wall.
thought he was
Thought
out
his
for a
arm
week.
was
Yeah, I
done,
thought he was
cooked.
done.
Yeah.
I thought he snapped his wrist or
Yeah.
something, but I mean,
Played
looks
the
like
next
he's
day.
played the next day.
Yeah.
And then
Dog.
and then almost falling over the fence and catching it.
Bro, that was the
Like
That
probably
was the craziest catch
that was
of all
insane.
time.
Yeah.
Like, there's
Holy-
nothing better.
old backsmith 50 on
I
that.
look
Yeah.
like prime Michael.
Question: what if he caught it and fully fell over the wall? Is that a home run or is that
yeah,
a?
yeah.
catch?
If the ball is still in the glove, it's still a catch.
Yeah.
So you can literally
so, yeah.
climb over the
Mhm.
wall. And,
You can climb. Yes.
Yeah,
If
as long
player
as the
has
ball doesn't hit the ground
Yeah.
over
Yeah.
the fence.
Yeah. If you just catch the ball.
I've seen it happen before.
Okay.
In Little League.
Or
I-
like
I,
if there's like a
yeah.
wall or whatever like behind it, as long as it doesn't hit out of the field.
Yeah.
Oh, and then there's also the guy that when there was still like wood panels out in the outfield, he caught the ball and then ran through the wall.
I've
Oh,
seen
yeah.
that.
And
I have seen
yeah.
that. Dog. Dog.
It's putting your life on the line for the team.
For real. All right. Well, any bets for tonight? Shout out Hallie going over 15 points.
Nah,
I need money.
I lost $15 last. week,
Okay,
so
well,
I'm not doing
It's
it.
bad luck anyway because
Hey,
the
that's
Pacers
how-
lost. So
That's how you
Also, if there's only one
responsibly
game, like
gamble.
I can't bet on one game.
it's tough.
Right.
Yeah. I shout out to UFC. Probably going to retire from betting for a while. Sean O'Malley did me
until
dirty.
Until
Sean
Patty.
O'Malley. I've only ever bet on Sean O'Malley, and he's done me right 3 times, and then the last 2, he's lost me 100 both times. So
He didn't know what he was doing. In there,
Sugar was not ready.
So you're even. So you're up 100
I'm
on
pretty-
Sugar Sean.
Yeah, still probably up 100. On it,
He
but-
he should have kept hitting the ganja.
Yeah, dude. Facts. Facts. Well, yeah. We're probably gonna do another UFC preview for the next fight because it's Charles Oliveira versus Ilia Topuria, which is an even better fight than the Sugar Sean fight. Those are the two of the best fighters in the entire
I'll
world.
try and get
Yeah.
some more UFC knowledge
Yeah.
before that.
Sugar Sean did say before we move on that he plans to fight
He
in
saw
December.
a dead owl.
No, that was the first fight against Merab.
Oh,
That
was-
wasn't this fight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was before the first fight that he saw an owl dead in his driveway.
That
But,
video was so funny.
and before,
Sorry.
the fight before that, an owl like flew and landed by him, and like everything was good, and then he won the fight in the fight before that. But,
Well, owls are like ladybugs. They're good luck.
yeah, so I don't know, but he does plan to fight in December, and we don't know who he's going to go against, but he said it's probably going to be a co-main event, which is very sad because he's
Well, he can't really compete for another belt like right
yeah,
now.
but true, but a main event is it always for the bell? Like it's not always for the bell.
I know, but like it's
And he
just-
was going to be, if he kept winning, he could have been the biggest superstar in all of UFC. Like he was going on that Conor McGregor trajectory, and now he's just completely not.
Yeah.
He's not anymore.
that's what it,
People are hating on him, and it's valid. Like he was not ready to fight.
he does
We all
have a lot
saw
of
it.
fights under his belt.
We saw,
He
yeah. I
has,
mean,
like almost
18-3 now.
Oh, okay.
So,
I thought he was.
yeah. And the only fight that he lost that wasn't to Merab was when he broke his leg, so that one didn't
yeah.
really count. But yeah, so only Merab can beat him. I
Only
guess.
Merab can
Only
beat
Merab.
But yeah, I guess we'll move
I
back
don't
to
want to see me
basketball.
on a street though.
Yeah, facts. Well, the Sacramento Kings are looking for their
Oh,
future
goodness.
point
I
guard.
haven't talked about them at all.
Yeah, I guess we're talking more about the Kings again.
I guess we have to. Or,
Trey Young is rumored. It looks like the Kings are trying to get Trey Young or Darius Garland. In my opinion, we're not getting either.
I don't
But
think so.
what do you guys think? Yeah.
I
I mean, I'd love either.
I would be open to both.
I want both.
I would. That would be pretty awesome.
I want Trae Young.
I don't see the Cavs taking anybody that we have.
Yeah, or the Hawks.
Or the Hawks.
Why would either team do that with us? Like, who would they want? Do they want Zach LaVine? Why? Why would either team want Zach LaVine?
And then DeMar, nobody want. I don't think they want DeMar either.
No.
Well, the
Miami
Cavs
would
are
be the only team that I see DeMar going to.
The
Miami,
Cavs are
yeah.
good, so like I don't see them wanting to do that.
Yeah, they just have the best record in the
I
league.
mean, they just won't be able to pay everybody.
The Hawks should blow it up. So give me Trae Young, bro. Just tank next year. Give me Trae. You could have DeMar and Devin Carter. And,
Dude, they're not going to
couple
do that.
picks.
They're not going to do that.
I actually have no
I don't know who
trade proposal in my mind that would get the Kings Trae Young.
No.
There's nothing that the Hawks would want. Why would they want Sabonis if they're giving up Trae Young?
I don't think
makes
we
no
were going to
sense.
trade Sabonis either. I think Sabonis, is untouchable for us. Not
I-
gonna lie.
Honestly have to say I'm embarrassed that this report is coming out because this is only going to make us look worse because we know we're not getting either of these guys. It just makes us look stupid, in my opinion, because no one is
how
going to
much-
accept a trade for Zach LaVine, for Trae Young, or for Darius Garland, or anyone on our team.
Not gonna
Anyone
lie,
on our team.
How much more stupid can we look right now?
It keeps going downhill.
I don't
It
think
just
we can
keeps
look
going.
much more stupid with Tyrese
We're already at the
Halliburton.
bottom.
With Tyrese Halliburton in the finals right now, like
Yeah.
that scene from Shark Tales,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, I know.
there's whale,
There's this,
there's whale poop,
Yeah.
and there's scum, and then there's you.
and then there's 50 things, and then there's you. Yeah. Well, I personally see no avenue that the Kings get either one of these guys, but I mean, I guess hopeful thinking, wishful thinking.
Yeah,
It's not looking good though, because then this makes other GMs say, "Oh, the Kings really think they can get one of these guys? Like we can probably finesse them again, and we probably will get finesse next year." No clue who we're gonna walk into the year with our starting point guard as, but right now it's probably Keon Ellis again, and he's not a point guard.
Go ahead and finesse me out of either DeMar DeRozan or Zach LaVine, and I'm not gonna be mad, bro.
Yeah,
I'm
well, those
really
are
not.
low-key negative assets.
Do you think we could trade someone for a pick?
That's
Like
what
a
I'm
top
hoping,
pick?
dude. That's what I'm really hoping.
Like that's the only thing that I could see happening is trading
Get-
for a lottery pick to get a point guard.
Get Jeremiah Fears in Sacramento somehow, some way. But
That's the only
it's not gonna
logical
happen.
reason is to trade DeMar for a pick or something.
Hey, there's two point guards that are out there, De'Aaron Fox and Tyrese Halliburton. That would be great to have in Sacramento. No? Yeah, we're not getting them.
I'm not even.
I've just been seeing that around that, like, hey, the
De'Aaron might
Kings
not
have had
be-
both those
Hey,
guys.
De'Aaron might not re-sign with San Antonio, where they got to give him a contract,
Yeah,
and they
was-
got to pay Wemby.
I
And
was gonna fake laugh at that, but I
it's
didn't
too,
even.
it hits too hard at home.
Yeah.
It's not, yeah, I don't know what the Kings are going to do, but Trae Young and Darius Garland are the guys that they're trying to get. And it's like, I don't know why I'm fine trying to get them, but why does the report have to come out? Why? Who's reporting this? Like, that's my problem. From the Kings, who is letting this get out there? Because it just makes us look dumb.
I will say I think Darius would be a better fit though here.
Well, yeah, Darius
Like,
Garland is nice.
It would be perfect. I think
He is
with-
nice.
yeah.
We would be perfect with him, but
I'm not mad at it. All that dumb poo stuff was the last people that were here, bro. And I'm not like
okay, so
I'm
you're
not
believing
mad
in
at
Scott
the,
Perry.
at them trying to do whatever they can do. Really, like look into it. Maybe we don't get them. Probably won't. Yeah, it's probably 95% to 98% that we don't get them.
Yeah.
But it doesn't hurt to that it came. I don't think it makes the last regime that was here look even more stupid because they left us without a point guard, bro. And so now we gotta go into looking at stuff like this. Like, so I mean, I'm not mad at them for trying to do whatever they can do. And hopefully we get something. It's definitely not going to be one of them two, but at least a serviceable point guard. So Keon doesn't have to play point guard or Malik.
Yeah.
Like that's what we don't want to happen again.
Yeah. I don't know who the Kings are looking to trade besides, I mean, Levine and DeRozan, kind of the two obvious ones, but I don't really know who else we're looking to trade.
Depending on who it is, Malik is very tradable.
He is.
The
sadly.
contract somebody's
Keon
going
is
to
too,
like.
not gonna lie.
Dude, you've been saying that.
That is true.
And they were talking about on Jeff Teague's show about Trae Young potentially going to Sacramento, and they all said there's no way it happens. And they proposed a trade of Keegan Murray, Keon Ellis, and 2 first-round picks for Trae Young.
Oh, no.
And they said, no way
No.
that the Hawks
Yeah,
do
they're
that.
bugging.
They said no way that the Hawks
The
do
Hawks
that.
would
Oh,
take that
those are our
so easily.
4 best assets.
Hawks
First-round
would do
picks,
that.
Keegan and Keon. The Hawks wouldn't do that.
Hawks would do that.
No, they wouldn't.
Why not?
Why would they do that?
Keon
Well,
will transform.
They already
Don't
have
they have-
Dyson Daniels. They already have Zachary
Don't they
Ricochet.
still? Do they have? Don't they have a
I don't know.
DeJounte still?
No, he's on
No.
New Orleans.
Bro, where is he at, bro?
He was hurt all year.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn. Well, they don't got another point guard that maybe they're like,
I don't think either team.
if we trade Trey
See,
and
that's-
get
yeah,
some
neither
and get
team
some
would.
assets, like we have a guy that could play point guard. Is there anybody like that on the Hawks? I don't know the
I'm
roster
trying to
like that.
think. They got there's no
No.
one because Trey Young's really the only ball handler they have over there. So
Then yeah, that's probably a pipe dream. But
Yeah.
like, I mean, maybe the Cavs put it out there and they're like, we don't want Garland no more, bro. So like,
that would be crazy.
the Kings are trying to get him.
That would
Other
be crazy.
teams, you come try to get him too because you got better stuff to give than the Kings.
Yeah, true. I'm predicting that it's going to be TJ McConnell, Ty Jerome, Tyus Jones, that tier of point guard. I'm not saying any of those
Yeah,
guys will probably want
I
to come to
would
SAC, but
love TJ
Payton.
McConnell, bro.
yeah, but he's in the finals. I mean, he's probably going to stay in
We're gonna
Indiana.
get Elfrid Payton.
I wouldn't be mad.
Hey, and who knows? Like maybe it is one of those guys to start.
Yeah,
And like they start and it's a good defender. Like TJ McConnell, if he started, and then I'm not mad at like Devin Carter he played half a season in the NBA. We think right now he's probably not going to be a true point guard, but we don't know if that could develop over time and he gets more comfortable with that. But like having him off the bench and then a guy like TJ, like that's good, a good start.
it is. But I don't see Devin Carter being a point guard in any aspect, which is sad to say because we drafted him on that hope a little bit. But now we have no point guards on the team.
We need Keegan to take a jump.
Yeah, that's our really only hope.
Well,
is going young
that's why
and
I
Keegan
want
developing.
Everybody gone is for him to just like I need 20 shots a game.
Yeah.
Like,
And he'll probably shoot 25% on him. But
Yeah,
hey, maybe the Kings do something crazy this offseason. We believe in you, Scott Perry.
we
Prove
still have
us
to
wrong.
sign Keegan, right?
I don't think he's unrestricted. We have his rights, but we'll probably have to pay him pretty soon.
Yeah.
And that's a tough one
This
because
is
like,
his
what do you
last.
pay Keegan? He's going to want a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of got to pay him if you want to keep him. But yeah, I think that's enough Kings talk. Too depressing. But the Knicks are trying to get new coaches. They tried to interview Chris Finch from Minnesota, Ime Udoka from Houston, and they were both denied on the interview. So
That's surprising.
yeah, why would the
Like,
Rockets want you to
didn't
take Ime?
they tried to Jason Kidd too, I think was
Yeah,
today,
Jason
and
Kidd.
they said no.
And the Mavericks said that they would reject it. So
And Sham said that people are responding with F no. Like,
Yeah. Why
good,
would-
good.
Yeah, I don't understand why you would even try to do that, especially those teams are young. They're good. Ime's probably going to be there for a while.
Yeah.
Chris Finch is probably going to be in Minnesota for a while, as
Yeah.
long as they got Ant, and as long as everything goes good over there. Like that's just he's going to be there next year. Like they really literally tried to get people that are all going to be there for probably the next couple of years. Like maybe do they not have anybody internally that they want, or just like I mean the old player coming back and coaching is like it's kind of becoming a thing. Like Doug Christie.
Yeah.
Last year before JB Bickerstaff took over the Pistons, it was still Monty Williams,
Yeah.
right? I mean, yeah, so maybe they could try to do something like that, but I just think it's so dumb that they tried to, especially those teams, like ask those teams. It's pretty. And Jason Kidd, they just got
Yeah.
Cooper Flag, like he's going to be
Yeah.
there. He's going to get the chance to coach them for a while. Like that's pretty stupid to me.
They need to look in the free agency market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Mike Malone, that's their coach. Yeah,
Especially
come
with
on.
Mike Malone,
come
Taylor
on.
Brown,
Jenkins,
honestly.
Mike Brown's out there. Like, dude, it's ridiculous.
They have a lot of options, and
Yeah.
they're trying to shoot for the stars.
It's like that, dude. That makes me so mad. And there were teams that were like just in the playoffs too. Like when this happens in the NFL, it makes me so mad too because they could literally interview your coach while you're in the playoffs, like in your playoff run. Like I'm pretty sure they were
oh yeah, they did do
interviewing
That's
like
horrible.
they were interviewing D'Amico Ryans the week that the Niners were going to play in the NFC Championship, and then he went to Houston. Like we all knew he was going to do that because he used to play for him. But that just makes me so mad. Bro.
Yeah,
I
like
can't
let him
stand
finish the year out. What's the rush? you know?
that. And
Crazy.
then people who are going to be like, yeah, Knicks are dumb.
Yeah. I'm predicting Mike Malone is the head coach there.
Yeah, that'd be
next year.
sick. Dude.
It's him or Brown, one of the mics.
For the
Dude,
mics.
I'm not really a big Mike Brown guy anymore. I don't think he's going to get another job. I
Brown
like
didn't
him.
do anything.
No, I like him. I respect him, but
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to get another job.
The way
That's
he
what I mean.
coaches doesn't like no players.
Dude,
gonna
he's
wanna go.
That is
coached
true.
for so long. He
He
coached
has been around for
LeBron
a
as like a
while.
rookie.
That
Like,
is
come
true.
on, dude.
Went
Like,
to the finals with him.
hey, I've heard Mark Jackson also in the rumors. We need you back on the
Bro,
announcing.
get
booth,
back
dude.
on there. Big dog, come
Mama.
on, bro.
There goes that
I saw a
man.
TikTok
Yeah.
and it was like how he would call that block
Yeah.
Steph Curry got against the Rockets, and he was like, "Steph Curry, show me. Don't tell me you want that fifth ring. Show me." Then it was like,
Yeah.
get that out of my.
I
And it
don't
was
think he
perfect.
gets
It was
another
perfect.
job.
Iconic.
I don't think he gets another job either.
No. Get him back in the announcing booth, please.
I'd hit it out the ball.
Respect.
Yeah,
well, DeMarcus Cousins is playing in Puerto Rico.
Ron
Bro,
Artest
this
or
was
DeMarcus
insane.
Cousins?
Why are the fans going at DeMarcus, man? Let Boogie live out there.
Like,
But
I didn't really know the whole story, but all I saw was just.
I think that's all that happened, right? Did he get like he got ejected or something?
yeah,
Maybe
he definitely
fouled
got
out.
thrown out the game, and then he went up to the fan and put his hand in his face after doing something. Not going to say, but and then everyone was attacking him.
What did he do?
He
grabbed something and put his hand in his face.
No, well, so fans were like flipping him off and booing him, and then DeMarcus like grabbed one of the guy's hands and kind of shoved him a little bit, and then started throwing water.
Yeah, what are we
They
doing?
threw beer, they threw popcorn.
Let's be
when he
better.
was, yeah. Wait, my question is, I really hope that DeMarcus was playing on the road, and that wasn't like his home team.
Oh, yeah.
I'd better be on the
Has to
road.
Has
If that's his home team, then he needs to get out of Puerto Rico because
Get him out.
that's horrible. Also, DeMarcus, be careful out there because you don't know who you're messing with in Puerto Rico. Like,
Come back to second
you don't know
round
who's sitting
point.
courtside. Hey, facts. We need Boogie back. But I
Dude,
don't know.
No, that was crazy.
Yeah.
It's so stupid, bro. It's Puerto Rico, so it's like, you know how in the NBA, it's like so strict with the ever since the malice, but like, just be better, bro.
Yeah.
Be better people. That's
The
some
fans are
a-holes,
Boogie.
bro. The fans, bro.
Okay. Yeah.
Fans and they definitely need to be better. But,
Yeah.
Like I'd never see it as the players' fault when they were like provoked to that.
Yeah.
Like people are just dumb. Like, did you guys see the somebody threw the ball onto the field while there was a play at home in the Giants game the other day, and it was like literally landed right next to the umpire and Patrick Bailey at home. Like it was a play at the plate.
Oh my
and
god.
Yaz was throwing it in on a ball somebody was tagging up on, and then you just see the ball come out of nowhere, bounces right in front of them, and they're like, "What the hell?" The run still counted and everything, but that's just the dumbest thing to do. You're never gonna be let back into that stadium, or maybe other ones. Like just go and watch the game. You know, I don't have a problem if you want to have a couple, cold snacks. Like that's fine by me, but just be respectful, bro.
Yeah, for real. Okay, Luke, any updates on DeMarcus? Okay, you gotta say.
Bro.
What is so funny?
So I'm watching a video of like when the
Keep
whole
it
thing.
PG. Don't get us flagged.
I'll try.
Okay.
So
Dude,
DeMarcus is getting in a verbal altercation with a courtside fan.
Yeah.
Incident occurred in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And the fan was talking trash, whatever. And then DeMarcus walks up and
he did an Anthony Edwards.
I was trying to tell you guys that. I know that.
I didn't know
I
that.
said he grabbed it and put his hand in the guy's face.
See that video.
Yes.
I didn't understand what you were saying.
See, now you understand. Yeah.
So yeah,
I was saying that.
Hopefully people have seen it, but like,
yeah,
if you haven't, just go look up DeMarcus Cousins.
Puerto Rico.
If you remember what Anthony Edwards said to that fan in LA and what he did while he was saying it, that's what DeMarcus just did.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Yeah. Shout out Boogie, man.
I didn't see. I just saw the video of him walking
Our
out.
verified bucket of the week, DeMarcus Cousins.
That's my Luke's lock of the week.
It's Boogie.
Bro,
I see you,
bro.
Boogie.
See, we gotta get. I'm talk more about that when we're off the show, bro, because that's crazy.
Yeah. Well, Kevin Durant on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it.
Here we go. This
is going off.
Bro. Oh my god.
I also need to look this up.
Yeah,
too.
Kevin Durant going off. Fans are saying that Kevin Durant's career is overrated and that he never impacted winning and all this different stuff, and that he's the most overrated superstar ever, and that his career has been very underwhelming because he's only won with Steph Curry, and that he never would have won without Steph Curry, and he's been on all these great teams. Kevin Durant came back and said that all the awards he's won, all this different stuff, and how he's won multiple Olympic gold medals and all this different stuff, and that he's just one of the best players of all time, and he pretty much proved it with everything he said.
Dude, but you don't have to.
You don't have to reply.
Be on Twitter at, what was this, 3 a.m.?
It was 3
No,
a.m.?
it's 12:20 p.m.
Okay,
But
well,
that's like, dude, I swear, because I'd be waking up to it and I see it, and I'm like, dude, this had to be like 3 hours ago. You're on Twitter at midnight, replying to these people who literally, like, not to be rude or anything, mean nothing to you. Like, what a...
yeah.
I mean, it's funny for the first couple, like, because you understand he's a troll, bro. He's just a troll at heart. He's a rage baiter. But like when you're like defending yourself like that, like you shouldn't have to.
I mean, dude was probably on the.
Yeah, he probably had some fun. He was probably playing a game. Just chilling. He's in Cancun right now, so what else has he got to do? But No disrespect.
I
No
don't know. Try to
disrespect.
figure out where he's going to play basketball next year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
come to SAC.
He's going to San
All
Antonio.
that being
I'm sorry.
said, come to SAC and lead them, and then people gonna give you your respect.
Facts, dude. If KD went to SAC and won us a ring, he'd be the greatest player of all time.
Literally. Better than Mike.
We would be like 10th seed or
Yeah,
like 11th.
Oh,
seed.
Yeah,
for
but
sure.
then we'd make a run, bro. Wait. No,
First 10 seed to make the finals?
We would make the playoffs with KD, bro. We would not make we would not be. I don't care what the rest of the team looks like, bro. If you just got some heads that can play basketball around KD, bro, we're getting the 6th seed.
He
bro.
just had Devin Booker and, I mean, I guess Bradley
Listen,
Beal on that team, but
they don't like each other, bro. It's obvious that's something that they're like the Padres to me, bro. They've had so many good teams over the last 3 years, and then they lose in the playoffs because it's just something that's not right, and you don't know what it is. So obviously, it's got to be those people don't like each other, bro. Like it's got to be something locker room wise. Like I swear, the Bob Melvin got out of there, and people were saying it was Bob Melvin's fault, but the same problems are still happening, and like so that's how I see the Suns. So he just got to get up out of there.
Who would we even trade if we tried to get?
Keegan.
Well, Sabonis. The Suns want a center for him. I would trade Sabonis for KD.
Right now?
That's
Yeah.
kind of crazy to say.
Dude's going to retire in 3
Yeah,
years.
he's going to
Okay.
retire in like 2
2
years.
years.
Listen, but he's going to be the DeMar situation, but so much better.
If we kept DeMar,
No, I'm not even saying
okay.
trade DeMar and Sabonis.
Yeah.
And let's run with Zach and KD and Keegan.
Oof.
Don't
wouldn't
care
be
what the
able to
rest of the
keep-
team looks like, bro.
Yeah. I mean, it's a long shot.
That's
but,
a long shot.
Hey, Kevin Durant. In my opinion, you just got to not reply because every time he would reply to someone, 1,000 new replies on the next
funny, bro.
tweet. So it's never going to end, Katie. They're never going to stop. Like they're never going to be like, "Oh yeah, you're right. You won that." No,
What are some of
everyone's
the
going to keep
tweets I
coming
wanna
at
read?
you and trying to get you. It's rage bait. That's what it is. It's rage bait.
You
You guys pulled it up.
disagree. Want to debate?
See, he's
He
like
set himself.
he's
up,
setting
bro.
himself up for getting like just like
170
people are coming at him.
replies, 411. I think the top one was 1,000.
yeah.
yeah,
It's never
broski.
going to stop. Then when they brought Steph in the combo, KD got kind of mad.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you could tell that bothers
That does bother him.
bothers him.
that does
Because
bother
he
him.
probably thinks that's kind of true. Like if it's gonna bother you that much, you gotta believe that to some extent.
Mhm. I mean, he was the Finals MVP twice, so
He was, but that was never his team, bro. And
wasn't.
he always knew that. And then
Yeah.
that stuff with Draymond happened, and
I ain't going to take
we
nothing
don't
away
need
from
you, bro.
Yeah.
We don't need you.
I think
We
KD.
don't-
him. I'm not taking nothing away.
I want to say KD will go down as a top 10
I'm on
player of all
KD's
time.
side.
Yeah.
I know that's tough to say with all the greats, but in my opinion, just skill wise, basketball wise,
He's one of the greatest.
he's a top 10
basketball
player of
players
all
of all
time.
I'm on
Yeah.
his side too,
Yeah.
but I'm on your side
Maybe
because you
6.
shouldn't need to defend yourself
6.
to all these
I'm
people
putting
on
him
Twitter.
I'm putting him higher than 10. I think like
Yeah.
6 or 7 of all
Is
time.
Steph better than him all time?
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steph got 4 rings.
Yeah,
bro.
Steph. I mean, the way he carried the Warriors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, top 5.
Actually, I don't know.
Top 5 favorite players this playoffs. I'm going off the top of my head here. Who's some guys that have stood out to you this playoffs that are your top
Hallie,
5?
obviously.
Hallie.
Alley's up there.
I'm going Andrew Nemhard for me. Jalen
Yeah.
Brunson. Think back to some other guys in this playoff
I'll
run.
put. Let me throw in
Kawhi
Obi-Wan
and-
just
Kawhi and James
because
Harden
he
for
went
that
off
first.
in the series. Obi-Wan. Because he went off in the series against your old team when they picked you a few years ago and then they just they're done with you.
Yeah,
and then you
right.
come back and do that. So I will honorable mention definitely Obi Toppin.
Yeah.
I kind of wish the Clippers kind of made it farther.
Yeah.
I mean, Kawhi
Kawhi and James
and
Harden
James
were going
kind of had
crazy.
a nice
Yeah.
against the Nuggets too. Like that was one
Those
of the
were
more
battles.
entertaining series of the whole final
For
or
sure.
playoffs.
Win
Gotta
7.
say Jokic too because of the
Jokic.
just the Thunder series where it was
Yeah.
literally him, bro. He almost just carried them to beating the best team in the league. So
Yeah.
that would have been crazy, but definitely Jokic.
Definitely.
Hallie,
Can't really
Jokic,
say much about the Cavs.
Nemhard.
honestly.
I know. I'm thinking
Yeah.
it. I mean, Ty Jerome had a bad playoff, so
And
that's one of my
then-
guys.
I mean, Giannis disappeared too at one point. So
I mean, he did everything he could.
I
mean, yeah, we just sat here talking
never
about
know.
or no, he didn't disappear, but the Bucks disappeared.
Shai just tied Mike and LeBron for the
He's the
30-point
goat, man.
games in the play. Like he's in there. He's probably the
For
best
your
player
top 5?
in the world. Yeah.
Favorite?
Well, yeah, because I mean he's breaking records, bruh.
We got a Shea Glazer
he
on
might.
the show now?
No, I'm not
I'm just
glazing,
kidding.
but I'm just he might break the record tonight.
He
So,
might
I
be
mean,
the greatest point guard of all time. I'm just
he
playing.
might be.
Is he the greatest mid-range shooter of all time? Okay, top 5 mid-range shooters.
Top 5
Michael
mid-range
Jordan,
shooters.
Kobe Bryant,
Michael Jordan, Kobe.
Sean Livingston.
2015 to 2018, Sean Livingston.
Greatest mid-range shooter of all time.
Honestly, Beam Team, De'Aaron Fox.
I was gonna say Clutch Player of the Year, De'Aaron Fox.
Jalen Brunson.
Jalen Brunson. TJ McConnell.
DeMar.
Kevin Durant.
DeMar.
Yeah,
KD.
DeMar.
KD. Damn.
Like,
Yeah.
Top 5's tough.
Like
Top 5.
I don't think he's top 5. Maybe barely reaching it.
CJ McCollum. Got to give him some love. He's one of the best mid-range scorers. What?
He kills.
Get CJ to sack because he'd probably
He would
kill.
never.
He's been wanting
to
come.
play here.
Yeah, true. Disrespecting him by not drafting him.
Yeah.
But yeah, anything else before we close out? Sac Republic.
Yes.
Yeah.
I pulled this up real quick.
Officially.
Unfortunately, I'll start with the bad news.
Okay,
first.
they lost.
They lost us.
We're buns.
No, dude, it's
No.
What makes me really mad about this is we lost 1-0. They scored. FC Tulsa scored their first goal or their only goal in the 10th minute of the game, and then the rest of the game we dominated the whole game. So we had 6 shots each, so that's fine right there. They had 2 more on target. We only had 1 shot on target, which sucks. But then we had 68% of possession. They had 32 passes, 499 passes to 238 passes, 81% pass accuracy, less fouls. And then we had 8 corners to their 2 corners. Like all signs point, like if we took away the goals, like if we didn't see the stats, we would be, I would say like, oh yeah, Sac Republic won this, I don't know, 2-0 or 3-0, something like that.
I feel bad for the statistician that has to count every single pass.
Oh my goodness. That
400. And then the other team had
99.
2 something. Like that's 700
That's
passes
crazy.
that you just had to count. Now you bro sitting there like this.
That is crazy.
On good news though, City Council of Sacramento
I seen this.
got passed unanimous to start construction at the rail yards of Sacramento.
Should
go.
be done by 2027.
So
Hey.
that's
say.
actually pretty cool. Very excited about that. And then it's also a stadium that will be like expanded upon. So like in the future, if we potentially make it into MLS, then the stadium will get even bigger. So it'll be really cool. And then more events will be held downtown. Kind of expands downtown a little bit more.
Yeah.
So
Sick.
very excited about
Can
it.
we
Let's
make it into an
go.
MLB stadium? No.
What?
Can we make that into an MLB stadium overnight?
No, soccer.
Sadly.
No, they will
I know.
not let you use that grass, bro.
No, you're right.
They will
Yeah.
tell you bring in a whole new thing of grass.
It's still crazy to me that they can do that with football and baseball that they did for so long. With
What?
the Raiders
Oh,
and
yeah.
the A's that they
well,
would.
see, they used to use real grass on the football
Yeah.
fields.
Yeah.
Now they're all have
I
like
love-
most of them are turf.
I love the Raiders highlights where it shows the dirt and they're running on it. That makes it so cool to me.
Marshawn Lynch highlights when the infield's still there
Yeah.
and it hits
Fire,
different, bro.
fire.
So, but a little bit more about the stadium. It's going to be seating around like 12,000 people. Capacity to go to 15,000 for concerts and other events and stuff. So that's pretty cool. And
That's a lot
then
of
Indoor?
no
Roof?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
no, that would be a lot
of
more.
money.
That would be a lot of money
Yeah.
to do that.
okay.
And just, Sacramento, yeah, it gets hot and everything,
But
but
it's fine.
it's fine.
Night games are beautiful.
They delay game times,
Yeah.
so then like they could play in not 100-degree weather.
yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be very exciting. A kind of a route straight through downtown to get
Yeah.
to the rail yard park.
Well, let's get it. Sac Republic, big news coming on the
Just
way.
need to
2027.
Turn it around this season.
turn
Yeah,
it
we need to
around,
get some-
turn it around,
need to get some
turn it
wins.
around. Oh, we're
Very
gonna
badly.
get copyrighted for that.
Yeah, you sound
Yeah,
pretty
you
good.
sounded just like it.
My fault.
Yeah, well, if you're still listening, thank you so much for tuning in to Beam City Sports.
Thanks, guys.
Go check out our Believe in A's show on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anything like that. That's how we make a little.
Spotify,
We can
baby.
officially make a little of that. So shout out to Believe for signing
Yes, sir.
us. We're going to record our next second show of that right now. But yeah, go
Right now.
go tune in on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Give it a listen. Give it a thumbs up. Gives us some, a little change here and there. But yeah, so
Yes, sir.
shout out. Go subscribe
Give
on
it back to
YouTube.
you. Maybe
Yeah.
have some shirts back to you soon.
Yeah, we definitely need to make some new shirts for Beam City. Yeah, but big things on the way. So shout out to everyone in the chat. Shout out to Alex. Shout out to Randy. Love you guys. We'll be back on Saturday at the bar for Beam City Sports.
Alec, fly me out to the parade if Indy wins, bro.
Let's get it.
Cheers.
Cheers.